I often get asked the question, how do I stop drinking? People will talk to me and say, Simon, just tell me, how do I do it? Is there some kind of magic formula? And of course, there are many parts to quitting drinking. We have to surround ourselves with the right people. We have to learn the best strategies. We have to have tools in our sobriety toolbox that we can use when we need them, particularly during challenging situations. But I put together a list of 7 of the best tips for quitting drinking. 7 of the things that I think everybody really needs. And in this video, I'm going to share those 7 tips with you. So let's get into that right now. My first tip for staying alcohol free is don't keep alcohol in the house. Having it around you is just a temptation. That half bottle of wine that lives in the fridge that you think you're never going to drink until there's some kind of emotional upset in your life, or you feel the need to celebrate something, and then before you know it, you're pouring yourself a glass and finding yourself back at day one again. If you haven't got alcohol in the house, you're making it harder for yourself. It's more difficult to get your hands on a drink, and you're buying yourself some time. You give yourself time between actually thinking about drinking and actually putting the glass to your lips and pouring the liquid into your mouth. And that time can be invaluable. It's time for you to check in with yourself, to ask yourself if this is really what you need in these moments. Because generally when we drink, we believe that we're meeting a need. Alcohol is not the way of meeting the need, and having that extra bit of time and space will allow you to think about what you really need in those moments, because believe me, it is not alcohol. The second tip for staying alcohol free is to regularly remind yourself of why you've chosen to do it. And you might do that by keeping a photograph on the home screen of your phone. If you've chosen not to put alcohol in front of your wife, your husband, or your kids, then maybe you'll keep a picture of them on your phone that constantly reminds you every time you pick your smartphone up exactly why you're doing this. You could do it in other ways. Maybe you'll keep a letter. You could write a letter to yourself that reminds you of your reasons why. You could put it on a post-it note and stick it on the screen of your laptop, or put it on the fridge, wherever it needs to go. But whatever you do, make sure you have a way of regularly reminding yourself why you're doing this. Because the further away we get from that day when we choose to stop drinking, the more we can move to a place where we think maybe it wasn't that bad after all. It's called fading effect bias, and there's another video on my YouTube channel that explains it in much more detail. It's something that we need to watch out for, and the way to combat it is actually to remind ourselves why we did this in the first place. So make sure you have some kind of reminder. It could be visual, it could be something physical that you wear on your body, or it could be something that you write down. Or you might even communicate to your partner and ask them to remind you on a regular basis. You might set a reminder on your phone so it pops up on a daily basis, just so you can affirm to yourself exactly why you're here and why you joined this amazing alcohol-free community. My third tip for staying alcohol free is to make sure you join a supportive group or community. I run an amazing Facebook group. There's an incredible group that's part of my program that you can join. The website address is on the screen right now. Being part of a community of people who are on the same journey as you is absolutely invaluable. You're around people who really understand you. They understand what you're going through. They know about the challenges that you're going to face, and many people can help you overcome those challenges if you become brave and you become able to share your experience within a group setting. And in my program, we have weekly Zoom calls, we do Facebook lives, so there's every opportunity to connect and feel part of something. And in fact, it's something really special. So I would urge you and invite you to join my program and to connect with other people who are sharing the exact same experience as you, because it's incredibly powerful. My next tip for staying alcohol free is to take it one day at a time or 1 week at a time. For some people, a lifetime of never drinking again can seem too much, and it can seem overwhelming. So think about what is manageable for you. Maybe you can make a commitment not to drink for the next week. Maybe you can make a commitment not to drink until my next YouTube video comes out. In my program, we often have people who commit not to drink until my next live session, which might be a week or it might be a few days, and they make that commitment and then they show up on the next live call and they make a commitment again. So think about what works for you. What can you honestly commit now? Maybe you can only commit right now to not drinking today. And then tomorrow you might make the same commitment again. Be realistic, be really honest with yourself and make the commitment that feels right to you. And then you can build on it as you go. After you've done that a few times, you might feel much more comfortable committing to a week. And then you might commit to 30 days and then you might build it up to 50 and 100 days. But try not to bite off more than you can chew. Really get curious and ask yourself the question if it feels manageable or not, if it feels too much. And take it in short bite-sized chunks and you'll find it a whole lot easier, especially if talking about a lifetime of never drinking again feels slightly overwhelming. The next tip for staying alcohol free is to find a substitute alternative drink. Now that might be one of the incredible botanical alcohol free drinks. You might enjoy an alcohol free beer or wine. They're not appropriate for everybody, but I'd invite you to try them and see if they seem like a good fit. Or you might find some herbal teas that you absolutely fall in love with, but you need to find a new go-to alcohol free drink, something to fill the void. And I'd recommend getting yourself a really nice glass to have it in. I have my alcohol-free glass. People often ask me where they can get an alcohol-free glass. Now, it isn't actually a thing. It's just a nice glass that I have. But that glass is only for my alcohol-free drinks and it feels special to me. So get yourself a new drink and get yourself a new alcohol-free glass that's special to you. And suddenly those drinks will seem special and you'll forget that there's no alcohol in them because you'll be enjoying them so much. The sixth tip for staying alcohol free is to plan early morning activities. I tend to go for a walk quite early most mornings. I get up and I get out the door. Whether it's still dark, whether it's raining, I get out and I have a walk and I connect with nature. If you know you need to get up early in the morning, you're far less likely to drink. So think about planning activities for early in the morning. It might be meeting a friend for coffee, getting into work early, or going to the gym, whatever works for you. And sometimes this doesn't work for everybody, but for some people it absolutely makes a difference. So think about whether having early morning activities will really help you not drink the evening before. If so, start to plan them. And the seventh tip for staying alcohol free is to set yourself a goal that can run alongside your alcohol free journey. Now that might be entering a run, a half marathon or something like that, or it could be a weight loss goal, which aligns perfectly with stopping drinking. But having something else to focus on so you're not thinking about sobriety the entire time, something that really makes you feel proud of yourself. So think about what goal might work for you. There's so many things you could get involved in. And think about aligning it with the activities that you really love, the things that bring you joy into your life. And if you haven't thought about that, go back to when you were younger. What was it that you absolutely loved to do? The thing that you used to do that made hours seem like minutes. And you probably stopped doing it when you started drinking. Try and bring that back into your life again. And if you can set yourself a goal around it, all the better. It doesn't have to necessarily be fitness, exercise, or weight loss. It can be whatever you want it to be, but it really helps to have a goal that runs alongside your commitment to staying alcohol free. Now, there's a video right next to me that talks more about how to quit drinking. It's actually a full workshop that you can go through, and it will give you a whole load of information. So you can click on that now and watch it straight away. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would love you to become part of this amazing community. And I'll see you again on the next video very, very soon.